Well, hey everybody. Hey, silver and gold are on a roll again today. Silver's at 49.47, gold's at 15.37. So we're cracking the highs there today in the precious metals. And you know, I had a question. I had a question in my inbox, and I was talking to a guy who came into my shop here just the other day. And the question is, what's my take on what the catalyst is for these spike in the precious metal prices? And you know, I have to say that I think it's an awareness now that precious metals are the only thing that seem to be going up. If you go back even to a video I did a few weeks ago with Walmart announcing that they were going to start raising their prices, and I had said that now that was an open invitation for everybody else to raise their prices. Well, I don't think it was a week later, maybe a little more than that, that a McDonald's came out and said that they were going to start to raise their prices throughout the summer. And there isn't any way that the rest of these companies won't follow suit. They're going to have to raise their prices as well because they can't eat these high costs. Or maybe they can, but they won't eat these high costs for too much longer. So I think with that final spike, you so to speak, in the coffin, the final nail in the coffin, Walmart finally saying, look, we have to raise our prices. And now you have Walmart coming out this morning saying that they're seeing that their core customers don't have the money that they used to have. They're not spending as much money in their stores. They're running out of money before they even get to shop in their stores due to the high gasoline prices that we have now. And with oil over $113 a barrel today, the price of oil doesn't seem to be going down. There's more volatility in the Middle East. It's going to keep those prices up there. And so as long as that's going on, we're going to have high prices, less money from the regular folks to spend in these Walmart stores, and I would assume in the grocery stores and everywhere else. I'm sure everyone's trying to cut back on their budgets all across the board, buying either less food or cheaper food or whatever it is. So that's what I think the catalyst is. There was a article in Barron's just a couple days ago that talked about the hedge funds are now moving their money into the precious metals and out of the tech sector of the stock market. So when you have large sums of money moving into the metals like that, you're going to get big spikes in the price. And obviously when it goes up a whole bunch, those same funds will take their profit real quick, so they'll pull their money back out. And then when it goes down, of course, they'll send it back in. So I think there's going to be fluctuations in the price, and that's what I think is driving all these prices higher. I think there's a final awareness. I mean, even with people I talk to around here that I know, who I normally wouldn't talk to about maybe some of these issues, but now they're starting to realize them. You know, if I mention one thing, they're like, "Oh yeah," and then all of a sudden they'll tell me a whole story about something they read on the internet. So there's more people watching these videos, reading these articles around the internet than you would think. I think the alternative media is really taking the lead in these stories and trying to prepare people about what's going to happen in this country, because the mainstream media is ignoring it. And right now, what are they reporting on? A bunch of foolishness about the royal wedding that absolutely nobody in America cares about. But they're all doing specials on this royal wedding. Who cares? Nobody cares about the royals. Nobody. So, mainstream media once again dropped the ball. The two crime families in D.C. cannot come together for any workable solution, and so they, with that in mind, and I think everybody can see that as well, and with all that in mind, there's a sentiment in the air of something bad is about to happen, and you know, and why shouldn't they have this sense of impending doom? I mean, all the news that we're getting now, despite all the rosy forecasts and predictions, are bad. They're bad news. We have the economy only growing at 1.8% annual rate in January to March, which is down from 3.1% growth rate from the December quarter last year. But you know what? These numbers are probably fixed anyway. They're rigged. They're spun to make it look better than it actually is. These are government numbers. So you know what? It's probably even worse than what they're saying. And not only that, we have China coming out saying they're going to reduce their holdings of the US dollar way down. You have job numbers that came out that more people applied for unemployment I mean, it's in the air, folks. People are starting to realize it. They're not selling their gold and silver anymore. They're not bringing their silver and gold into scrap dealers, even at these higher prices. Why? Because they have a sense that something's about to happen and that they need to hold on to the one thing that seems to be gaining in value, and that's precious metals. And the more people that hold on to their scrap, the less scrap that goes into the market. All this awareness, if it gets down to your everyday investor, now they're going to start investing. They're going to start looking to buy physical. They're going to start buying, even the SLV or Sprott's physical or whatever one that their broker is going to steer them into. But the farther along we go, more and more people are going to be putting their money into the precious metals, and not only if they think they're going to make some money, but perhaps as a panic move, I got to get my money into the precious metals before this thing really comes down on us. And I think that's where we're at. I think regular, everyday folks are starting to see, wait a second, something's wrong. I mean, hopefully even the Tea Party will figure out that the clowns that they just got elected, most of them, I'll say, I won't label them all, but I'll say the majority of them aren't going to do a blasted thing. So if that awareness sets in, the faster that awareness sets in, the more people that actually go to the internet and try to search out and research this information, more money is going to go into those metals, and the price is only going to go up. So that's my take on it. That's my opinion of what's going on. If you have a different opinion, you can leave one below.